Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the United Community Channel. And we are back again with a transfer talk show. And yeah, plenty to talk about again, as usual, with Manchester United. Obviously, you know, there is going to be a lot of things that we're talking about that we have in previous streams. Again, the main one is Frankie de Jong. So anyone who's watching on YouTube or Twitch, obviously you can see by the title, you know, is a new bid incoming for Frankie de Jong. We're going to be talking about lots more. We're going to be talking about Timber, Anthony. We're also going to be talking about potential outgoings, Dean Henderson, captaincy. Should the captaincy change? You know, plenty to talk about. So, yeah, thanks for everyone who's going to be joining. Anyone who's in already, you're more than welcome. Feel free to leave your comments, your thoughts in the chat below. And, yeah. So, I mean, it's let me just pull up Twitter here. But yeah, I mean, it's certainly interesting to see in relation to Manchester United and what they're doing. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk in the last week or two about maybe the pace at which Manchester United are moving within the transfer window. Obviously, it's quite frustrating when you see other clubs doing business, other clubs, you know, making signings, and Manchester United are still, you know, lacking, falling behind. The usual scenario, of course. But look, I think there is work being done in the background. I think it is something that is encouraging. And, you know, I do think we will get players into the club. You know, I think it's going to take a bit of time. I don't think it's as quick and as fast as we would hope or we would wish, but I certainly do think we're going to be getting players this summer. The one thing I am worried about is that this delay in terms of getting maybe first choice players, is it going to affect our first choice targets, I suppose. Is it going to affect the likelihood of us actually getting them, or, you know, are we going to be hindering ourselves by moving so slow? But again, I'd like to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. You know, is there anyone you'd like to see signed? Is there anyone, you know, potentially, you know, you wouldn't like signed? Let us know in the chats below. Paul is in. Good to see you, Paul. Is de Jong joining? To be honest with you, Paul, it's the number one question, really, is it, with Manchester United fans at the moment? Is de Jong going to sign? And to be honest with you, I won't lie, I'm getting kind of sick of this whole transfer deal. You know, there's a number of reasons why, and I think the main one being, you know, I mean, does the player want to sign for us? Are we getting him for the right price? You know, there's not a lot to be liked about this transfer deal, and I don't mean in relation to the player himself, or in relation to, you know, how good he is or anything like that. The actual process of getting this player is what's something that's quite annoying. There's nothing nice about it, because like we said, he's come out and said he doesn't want to come to Manchester United. He'd prefer to stay at Barcelona, which is fair enough. Barcelona won't budge on the price, so are we going to pay over the odds for him? And third of all, it's taken forever. Now, it's going to be great when he's holding up the Manchester United jersey, absolutely. But until then, it's not something that I'm enjoying, to be quite honest with you. But I do think he's going to sign. I don't think it's going to drag on this much. It's pretty obvious that Manchester United do want him, and it's pretty obvious that Barcelona do want to sell him. So I don't see anyone else in for him. So I think it's a pretty easy deal if we can just agree on a price, you know. But again, there is talks of Manchester United making an improved deal, an improved bid in the next hours to days. Barcelona are basically looking for €85 million. Now, Manchester United are currently around 65-70 million mark, so they're quite a way off, but it is looking like Manchester United are going to come in with a revised offer. So let's just see how it goes, you know. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. Sean is in. The transfer situation is totally piss poor again. I'm sick of it already. To be honest, I am myself, Sean. It's it's very frustrating when you see us being linked with so many people and so many players, and it tends to just drag on and drag on and drag on. Now, obviously you do have to take into consideration the fact that there's a new, I suppose, board. There's a new team in the background now that's handling transfers and handling the dealings and things like that. So it can potentially take a little bit longer than normal, but it is definitely dragging on too long, and it's quite annoying. If Barca are strict, then we shouldn't buy him. Simple as. If they need the money, they'll take the 70. Yeah, I agree, and it's kind of see. Some of the figures being thrown around can get a bit confusing because Barcelona are dealing in euros, and then obviously Manchester United are dealing in sterling. So we're getting a lot of conflicting reports on how much. But basically, they want 85 million euro. And Manchester United are at around, I think they're at around 70 million at the moment, plus add-ons. But Barcelona are they're sticking to their guns and saying, this is the amount we want, and we're not taking any less than that. So I don't know what kind of maybe not pulling power, but what kind of power Manchester United have in the actual dealing of the transfer, because I think we're more desperate to buy than Barcelona are to sell. So it's going to be interesting, The Crazy Irishman is in, says, "Hey United Community Channel, how are you, sir? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. You're more than welcome." And Albie is in. Good to see you again, Albie, and says, if it was Liverpool or City in for him, it would be done by now, and for less, and we will end up paying. That's the joys of it when the selling club knows you're desperate, and everyone knows we are. Exactly, that's how it rolls, and it's been the case for Manchester United over the last 10 years or so. We've talked about it on previous streams where, we tend to get taken to the cleaners in terms of transfer fees, and we tend to get used an awful lot in terms of agents and players linking themselves with Manchester United, and it's basically just to push a move somewhere else, or to maybe look to get a bigger deal or a bigger contract offer from their current club. Let's see what other people are saying here on TikTok. Good to see everyone in. Did you hear about Ajax wanting 70 to 80 million for Anthony? Absolute muppets, our transfer staff. Well, and that's from Walrack. Well, I totally agree, and I was going to get into this, but I might as well do it now since you mentioned it. And again, I think this goes back to how slow we are in the transfer market. And so we see what happens. So very early doors, Manchester United have been linked with Anthony, we've been linked with Timber. Okay, the two main players that we're looking at with Manchester United. Before any other player at Ajax was linked with any other club, we were linked with them too. And what happened was Manchester United, like they do time and time again, they drag their heels, and what happens then is other clubs are coming in for other Ajax players, and it was pretty obvious that Ajax were going to sell a number of their players this year. And if Manchester United had been smart, they had got in early, they would have got the likes of Anthony and Timber, or if it was Martinez, whoever it was, for a lot cheaper. But now that we see, for example, Dortmund are after going in and getting Haller, and they've already sold Gravenberch as well, that Manchester United now are coming in going, by the way, tipping their caps, can we have Anthony and Timber as well, and maybe Martinez? And they're going, no, well, hold on, we're already after selling two of our top players, two of our starters. If you're going to want these players, you're going to absolutely have to pay a top dollar for them. And Ajax are well within their right to do that. So I think it's just crazy for Manchester United allowing this to happen. Again, being slow. If we had got in early, we would have got him for a lot cheaper. So that's what I would have thought on it. Legendary Apex is in on YouTube and says, United in deep water now. Every club will take advantage of Man United's lack of players after the release. United doesn't have the pulling power out of other clubs until they throw huge money. Yeah, I agree with you there, Apex. It's we don't have the pulling power we once had, and that's clear to see. And results on the pitch give you pulling power in the transfer window, and it's a fine balance to get. You see, historically, and I don't like harping on about Manchester United in the past too often, because obviously it's all about the now and the future. But you see Manchester United when Ferguson took over for 6 years, he couldn't really win anything, and it took that one signing in Eric Cantona just to take us to the next level. And so it's a very fine balance. So if we can sign a couple of decent players this summer, they don't have to be world beaters. I think if we can get Frankie de Jong, absolutely be fantastic. But I do think we need to get players in around him, additional players. But if we can sign the likes of Frankie de Jong and get maybe 2 or 3 more players in, potentially good players, then I think absolutely, without a doubt, we can maybe take a small step forward and look at maybe challenging for top 4. I don't think we're going to be anywhere near challenging for the title for a number of years yet. But it's all about small steps, And again, we look at our closest rivals, Man City. They came in, they spent a lot of money, but it took them time. It took them time to get up. And Liverpool with Klopp, Klopp was beaten by, was it Watford or someone at Anfield, when they all stood up in a line and started bowing to the Kop. And he was building a mentality a lot quicker there before he was building an actual team. So that's important there as well, but it certainly is going to take time. Crazy Irishman says, I think this transfer window will just be more frustrating than exciting. Well, look, I think if we can get 1 or 2 signings in, the frustration levels will drop and the excitement levels will increase, as they always do. We're just waiting to get that one signing in. And Adam is in and says, apparently if we don't get a signing by the end of the month, it's the first time since 2010 we haven't bought in June. How mental is that? That's crazy, Adam. I didn't know that stat, but it certainly is. It certainly is a crazy stat there. And it's a worrying one as well. But yeah, I mean, I'm shocked that there hasn't been a lot more progress done in terms of. Martin sent a gift on TikTok. I appreciate Martin, the football there. Really appreciate the gift. Thanks a lot. I'll get to the TikTok comments now in a sec. But I just wanted to say that how surprised I am that there hasn't been major progress made in relation to a signing yet. And I would be surprised if there isn't before Friday, because obviously we know, anyone who follows me on TikTok seen I made a video of the Glazers and the fact that they're going to be taking 11 million out of the club in dividends on Friday. And there's a lot of people on that commenting on that video saying it's their right, and it is their right, but that doesn't make it correct. I'd be shocked if there wasn't major news between now and Friday. The only reason is that we see Manchester United has been this, club that wants to be as positive as possible, get positive news out there, hold off news until maybe something bad has gone on, and then release some positive news to keep everybody happy. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a major step forward in terms of one signing before Friday, because I think if the Glazers take £11 million out of the club in dividends without signing a player, there's going to be uproar, and rightly so, absolutely rightly so. Legendary Apex says, players are more attracted to Liverpool or City projects. Ten Hag will need to keep calm and don't panic buy. It will be a long-term project and fans need to keep expectations low. You've literally hit every nail on the head there, Apex. I agree with you 100%. We need to be very patient with Ten Hag, and I said this when he was appointed manager, that it is going to be a 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 10-year project, hopefully, that Ten Hag will be manager. And hopefully he can, build each year, progress. But as fans, we do need to be patient. We've gone away from the kind of marquee signings. Now, look, I know obviously De Jong does come into one of these marquee signings, absolutely. But I hope that we do buy players get players in around him that can complement him, But like you said, it is going to be a long-term project. It's just scary how we're talking about baby steps, whereas Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Spurs are all taking giant strides with their signings. Absolutely, Adam. And I think with Manchester United, the problem is that we've been so bad for so long now that them massive strides that Arsenal, Spurs, Liverpool and City are taking, they've put a lot of groundwork in the last number of years to allow them to make that, and we're starting from scratch. Let's see what people are saying on TikTok here. So let's see. Um, Woolrack says, where do you see United's priority position signings this summer? Johnny, thanks for the gift. Appreciate it. I would see the two main areas, obviously, centre back and centre midfield. You know, I am worried the fact that we're linked with De Jong and Eriksen without being linked with a CDM, because both of them players are not defensive minded players. That's what does worry me. But, you know, what can we do about that? I don't know. Are we in? Are we going to be in for a CDM before the end of the transfer window? Who knows? I certainly think we need one. We've needed a CDM for 3 years now, so that would be my first priority. Second priority then would obviously be centre back. Because I think we're very weak there. I think if we can build a good spine up through the middle, the rest will fill itself in over time. But yeah, they'd be my priority areas. What's the update on Eriksen? Says Dylan. Well, the update really, Dylan, is that there's been an offer made by Manchester United to Christian Eriksen. Spurs have distanced themselves from the deal, so they're no longer interested. Brentford have an offer on the table. I think there's 3 or 4 other clubs that have offered him a deal as well. So it's basically just up to the player now. So it's up to him. The ball is in his court. Why are we not going for Rafinha from Leeds? Can't believe we're not in for him, says Ken. Yeah, I think he's a fantastic player, Ken. I just see that rivalry between Leeds and Manchester United is too big of a stumbling block. Like, we were in for Calvin Phillips and he shot us down. So I don't know the reasons there being, but yeah, absolutely, he certainly would be a fantastic player. Gary says top 4 and winning the Europa League should be the target for next year. I agree with you, Gary. It should be the minimum target. And I've said it, anyone who's watching my lives for the last few weeks knows that I've also said I would take top 6 and win the Europa League, because either way we're back in the Champions League for the following season, so I'd be happy with that as well. We don't need big superstars, we need team players, says Stephen. Yeah, I agree there 100%, Stephen. Lads, it's great to see so many in. Can you all smash a like on the video while you're at? We're nearly at 1,000 likes on TikTok. Let's try to get it up to 2,000. And anyone that's watching on YouTube or Twitch as well, make sure you're hitting that like button as well for me, guys. I really appreciate it. It just gets us out to more people, gets more people in for chats and stuff like that. So, yeah, I really appreciate it. Plenty of comments flying in here, guys, so apologies if I don't get to all of them. If there's an important one that I don't get to, just write it in again. I'm sure I'll see it. Let's see. Ronaldo says playing at club like Manchester United requires a certain mentality. We should be taking our time identifying them. Yeah, that's a great point as well. But again, I mean, there's always scouting networks going on in the background. So I would hope that we're scouting players, 12 months of the year all the time, which I'm sure we are. But I totally, absolutely agree with you there that it's something that needs to be done. The lads are back training next week. Ronaldo is concerned we've not signed anyone. Yeah, and that's something that I did want to get into as well. Let me just run through some of these comments first. Apex says Dutch players will avoid United transfer this season as they have been warned by Van Gaal. They might lose their place in the squad. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Albie says would they care, Jack, the Glazers? They don't give a Scooby. That 11 million could go to the training ground or Ronnie's wages anywhere but their pockets, but they don't care about the club or us, the supporters. I agree with you 100%, Albie. Absolutely. And I got a lot of feedback, and I got not a lot of stick. It's not really stick. I don't mind. It's just people maybe having a different opinion. But there's a lot of people there to say, and United fans on TikTok that were saying to me that they're well within their rights. And I just couldn't believe it. There's a lot of people saying that the Glazers have put plenty of money into buying players, but they haven't. They haven't put their own money in. They've bought the club on debt. They borrowed against the club, and put us in massive amounts of debt further down along the line. So I don't think they've put their own money in. Nigel says Erik ten Hag don't need a CDM. It will be a rotated midfield game with Frankie de Jong, the general. Well, that's a great point as well, Nigel. I just think for the way the Premier League is, I think a CDM is something that we do need. Munzie is in, big up lad. Yeah, anyone that's watching on YouTube, guys, click on Munzie's page there. Munzie Talks. He does some great content around the Premier League of football as well. So go and subscribe to his channel there as well. But thanks for joining. Kotler says, is the Timber deal still on? Right. So in relation to Timber, obviously, we were linked with him. It looked like the deal was on. His representatives were in London a couple of weeks ago, and all of a sudden, then Louis van Gaal butts his big forehead in, and basically says that Timber is not going to play in the World Cup if he's not playing every week. If he goes to Manchester United and doesn't play every week. So Manchester United basically distanced themselves from it then, and they went along and they potentially looked into signing his centre back partner at Ajax in Lisandro Martinez. In fairness, and there's a lot of I suppose talk around Martinez and the fact that Erik ten Hag wants him and Manchester United are seriously looking at him. I think this is a ploy to smoke Timber out, because I think Manchester United still want Timber as their number one choice, more so than Martinez. And I think this is a way of saying to Timber, well, if you're going to stall, then okay, we'll go and get him. Now, if you want to come, you're still our first choice. So either come or just leave now. But that would be my interpretation. I don't think the deal is off. I do believe that Ajax are preparing to offer him a new contract, a new and improved contract. So that's going to be interesting as well. And I think he'll probably wait for that new contract to be offered and see what's been offered. But I certainly think the deal is not off yet. Let's see what people are saying here. Jet says, what do you think of Anthony Martinez for 130 million for both of them? I think it's too much. But again, like we were saying earlier, that if United had got in a lot quicker for him before Ajax sold other players to different clubs, I think we would have got him for a lot cheaper. But now the fact that Ajax are going to be struggling for players, they're going to want top dollar for any more players they sell. Let's see. De Jong and Anthony says King. Ten Hag wants the whole Ajax team. Well, he wants two basically, and if he can't get Timber, he'll go for Martinez instead. And look, I've no problem with that. I said when Ten Hag was appointed that regardless of who he decides to buy, we need to support him and we need to get behind him as a fan base, because he's been given the job. We have to trust him. We have to trust that he knows what he's doing. And, if he does buy these players and it doesn't go well, then obviously it's on him. But we do need to support him with whoever he decides. Jonathan says, no new signings for their new manager. Do you think the manager should rip up his contract and not stay? I don't think he'll do that. I hope to God he doesn't, but no, I don't think he will. Do you think Neves and De Jong in a double pivot will work, says Ronaldo? I think it'd be brilliant. I love Neves. I think he'd be a great signing for United. I think just his passion, his mentality, his work rate is brilliant. I think he'd fit in brilliantly alongside De Jong. I think he would free up a lot of space for De Jong to actually get on the ball and play, and Neves could do the defensive side of the game and things like that. I think they'd be brilliant together. United trying to appoint Michael Edwards to help with recruitment is the rumour going around at the moment. Yeah, I didn't hear anything about that, but I mean, the more help we can get, the better. So I won't go against it. Through thick and thin, says De Goring. Absolutely. Is Declan Rice a realistic option, says Liam? I don't think so, Liam. He's too dear. West Ham are looking for over 100 million for him. We just can't afford him. Anthony just had an 80 million price tag on him. Yeah, so it looks like Ajax are wanting top dollar for him. So it's going to be interesting to see. Let's see what other people are saying here on YouTube. Yeah, so anyone on TikTok, guys, if you want the full experience, go over to YouTube. And while everyone is in, just to let everybody know that we are running a giveaway. We're giving away one of the new Manchester United kits once it's released in July. And all you need to do is go over and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's United Community Channel. So follow us on TikTok for any updates, but also to be in with a chance of winning, you have to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So what we're going to do is we're going to give it away a couple of weeks before the start of the season, and hopefully you can send us a picture of you in the jersey and we'll get it up on our social media. So yeah, make sure you head across to our YouTube channel. It's on my homepage on TikTok, and make sure you just subscribe there as well, and yeah, you'll be in with a shout of winning that that nice prize. Let's see what people are saying. Albie says, I didn't see that TikTok, but you're spot on. They put $1 billion in and it was pissed against the wall by Woodward on their watch, and our close money, not theirs. Absolutely. Irishman says, Timber wants to come, but Louis Van Gaal did stop it by his comments. It's nothing to do with Louis Van Gaal. Timber should make up his own decision. Yeah, I absolutely agree there. He's been swayed too easily. Absolutely. Albie says, money we spend buying merch, season tickets, jerseys. I haven't bought a jersey from the mega store in years. People need to stop filling their pockets, and only then will they move on. Nigel says, I think we will end up with De Ligt as a surprise centre-back signing. I'd be very surprised with that one, Nigel. I think Juventus are after offering him a new contract, so he'd be massive money to get to Manchester United. We'd blow an awful lot of our transfer budget on it. And Apex says United will be next Barca if they keep getting off Champions League football. With the huge wage, the club hasn't won anything to keep sponsored paid big bucks. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Champions League is vital. But I do think United being one of the biggest clubs in the world, the revenue streams that they have in terms of merchandise and tickets and TV deals and all that, I think one of the main reasons why Barcelona are struggling is because they don't have the same TV revenue coming in that the likes of clubs in the Premier League have. Brian is in Uganda. We like. Good to see you, Brian. You're more than welcome. Thanks for joining us. Let's see what people are saying. Let me just scroll back a bit. Why you don't support an Irish team, says Green. I do support an Irish team. I support my local team, which are called Freeboers. So that's my local team. We used to have a League of Ireland team in Kilkenny, Green Goblin, Kilkenny City, and they went bankrupt about, I'd say 15 years ago now. So yeah, I don't follow anyone in the Irish League, but if Kilkenny City ever come back, I'll more than likely support them again. Let's see. Kai Banff says, who we most likely signing than Eriksen and Timber? To be honest with you, I think Anthony will be the first one through the door. I really do. I think more than likely it's looking pretty good. But who knows? De Jong could be first. I don't care who's first, to be honest, as long as we get some players in. Eriksen could be first. I think Eriksen is just waiting to see all offers. But according to reports today, Manchester United are in a very strong position for Eriksen. They've offered him a good deal, and he's seriously considering it. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'd certainly love him. Paul says, signing we are looking at makes us no difference to Newcastle, Everton, Villa. We done for years. Yeah. Nobody wants to come if Maguire is still around, says North. Cute Boy says Mason Greenwood updates. No updates. I won't be doing any updates until the court case is over. So until then, it's we'll hear it in due time. Let's see. Man says we were going from a club who could sign any player we wanted. Now we are begging clubs for players. Well, it certainly looks that way. I agree. But that's again goes back to what I was saying previously with, can we find play? And I think this is a massive reason why we should have done everything to keep Ranić, was because Ranić is good at finding these young, hungry players on their first or second contracts, getting them in for cheap, but they're actually very, very, very talented footballers, and developing them into world-class players. And I think we've missed a step with that. So we do need to find a certain amount of players to get into our squad that will allow us to improve, get further up the table, be more attractive as a football club, and that in turn will attract better and better players. But I think Ten Hag's way of playing will also play a big part in relation to attracting players to our club. If we can play an attractive style of football, like you see Klopp at Liverpool. Liverpool were crap for the first 2 years under Klopp, but they were crap in terms of maybe league position and maybe some of the players that they had. But the way they played the game was very, very good to watch. And it was very appealing, I would say, to players. So if Erik ten Hag can bring that style of play, not that exact style of play, but if he can bring his own style of play, attacking, forward-minded football, leaving fans on the edge of their seat, getting Old Trafford into a fortress again, getting fans back behind the team, then I think very quickly we can turn that. Around and start attracting bigger and better players to our club. Absolutely. But yeah, let's see what other people are saying here. Sorry now if I missed some of your comments, guys. There's loads of them flying in here. Let's see. Will Maguire leave this summer, says Dean. No, I don't think so, Dean. It looks like he's here for at least another season. But yeah, and it is, now that you mentioned Maguire, it is a topic that I wanted to get onto. I wanted to get on to whether or not he should keep the captaincy. Again, anyone who's following me on TikTok, I've done a video on it today. And, should Maguire keep the captaincy for Manchester United? Or should someone else be given the role? Now, obviously, Maguire has been coming under a lot of pressure since day one, since he got the captaincy. And I think his performances have led to that. Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. I don't think the issue in Greece when he got arrested that summer, the first year he was captain, I don't think that helped. There was calls for him to be stripped of the captaincy after that happened. But then obviously what happened last summer is that Cristiano Ronaldo arrived at the club. Now, a lot of people said Cristiano Ronaldo should have been given the captaincy straight away. But I think the reason why he wasn't was because the season had already started before Ronaldo signed. So I think that was the reason for it. Now, if you're asking me, should Maguire still be captain next season? I don't think he should. I think we need to take it off him. And I'll explain why in a moment. And I think we should give it to Ronaldo. And the reason I think we should give it to Ronaldo is because he is one of the greatest players to have ever played the game. He's the greatest goal scorer in the history of the game. He knows what it takes to win. He knows what it takes to lead. He's captained his country to the only trophy they've ever won in terms of the European Championship. So I think he's an ideal candidate. And if he's only going to stay one season, then that's okay. But I think he should be given the captaincy for the year. And there should be a season now coming up where there should be 3 or 4 or 5 players vying for the role of captain for the following season if Ronaldo is to go, and staking their claim for it. Not by shouting and roaring, not by giving out to referees, but by their performances on the pitch and leading the team and how they represent the club on and off the pitch. I think that's how it should be. In relation to Maguire, I think he shouldn't be captain anymore for 2 reasons. I don't think him being captain there, I think he gets undermined, not on purpose, but I think he does get undermined when you have the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo in your dressing room. So I think for that reason is number one. I think for the second reason, I think his game would actually improve if he wasn't the captain anymore. Because as a captain, you're representing the club, you're the representative of the team as well, of your players. You're getting involved in, extracurricular activities outside of training and playing games. So I think for Maguire himself, I think it would take a lot of pressure off him and give him a season at least. I mean, we can give it back to him next year if he has an unbelievable year. Who knows? But I think if he has a season where he can just concentrate on playing football, I think it will benefit him and the club. That's just my opinion, but let me know what you guys think. Keep smashing that like button, guys. We're nearly at 2,500 likes on TikTok. I really appreciate it. Keep smashing that like button. It gets us out to more people, gets more people in the chat, more conversation. So keep smashing that like button. And anyone on YouTube or Twitch either, make sure you're smashing that like button for us as well, and subscribe and all that good stuff. Let's see what people are saying here. Apex says, United has a bad habit of chasing players for the full transfer window and keep throwing money until it's too late. Goes on makes layup but bad transfers. Yeah, I agree. And I was actually watching the United stand today, and Goldbridge actually said it 100%. He said it's like going to do your Christmas shopping on Christmas morning and there's nothing open, there's nothing left, or Christmas Eve. If you can get in there early, get what you need done, get out, you always get the best gifts. But if you leave it till the last minute, you're scraping the bottom of the barrel. So I totally agree. Cottle says, I can see Eriksen going to Spurs. Cottle, it does seem like they've distanced themselves from it. I don't think they're as committed to bringing him back as first claimed. Albie says, take it off him. I presume this is Maguire. Take it off him and he might improve. I didn't mind Ole giving him the armband straight away, but he's not able for it. Give it to Ronnie and De Gea. Do it when Ronnie is rested. Yeah, I agree there 100%, Albie. Apex says United wages is 220 million plus per season. No Premier League trophies in 9 years. 8 managers. City 150 million. Has won 5 Premier Leagues in 6 years. How bad has our board been? I mean, what more do you need to say? You've absolutely hit the nail on the head there. Apex. It's embarrassing. It is embarrassing. And look, I don't think it can get any worse, really, can it? Maybe it can. I hope it can't. But certainly the performances that we put in last season, I don't think it can get much worse. So hopefully we've turned the corner. Nigel says Anthony Martial will end up in a player plus cash deal transfer, which will be a master stroke from Erik ten Hag. To be honest with you, Nigel, I don't think Martial is going to leave this summer. Now, the reason I think he's not going to leave is because, okay, whoever is going to get him, Manchester United are saying they'll take as little as 20 million for him. But what team? I mean, he's not going to go to a European giant. He's not going to Barca. He's not going to go to PSG. He's not going to go to Real Madrid. He's not going to go to Juventus. He's not going to go to Liverpool, City, Chelsea. So he's going to go to someone like either one of the Milan clubs, maybe someone like Napoli, Sevilla, Villarreal, West Ham, these kind of clubs, okay? What club is going to match his 240 grand a week wages that I've mentioned there? Absolutely none. So for that reason alone, I don't think Anthony Martial is going to leave. I think he's going to stay put. He's going to dig his heels in. Do I think that's a bad thing? I don't know. I've had pros and cons. I certainly think he's had enough chances. And I think based on the chances he's had and the performances he's had, I think it is time for him to go. But I wouldn't be against him staying as a backup to Ronaldo. And a backup alone, But I certainly do think if we could get a striker in and get him out the door, I'd certainly be all over that without a doubt. What club is going to pay Martial's wages, says Cottle. Yeah, absolutely, Cottle. Yeah, we've hit the nail on the head there. But I agree. I know what you're saying, Nigel. Yeah, and it would be a great little coup if we could pull it off. Get Martial off the books in turn, and then maybe using a player plus cash deal would absolutely be great. Keep smashing that like button, guys, on TikTok and on YouTube. I really appreciate it. We're nearly up to 3,000 likes. Vincent says, did we sign anyone already? Missed out most of your live. No, we haven't, Vincent. No, we're still in limbo, unfortunately. Kieran Sull says top 10 this season. Well, hopefully. for outside of the top 10, I don't think Ten Hag will be here next year. Martial will need to perform this season to get big club move next season, says Vincent. Well, I agree with you there, absolutely. And then Neil says Martial does not have the desire to fight, even when the odds are against you. Yeah, I agree without a doubt. And it started off so promising, didn't it? That goal against Liverpool all of them years ago, and we thought he was going to we thought he was going to be the saviour, but he was just too hot and cold. Benny says Martial isn't even cut out for being a backup now. I'd rather have a youth player. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Charlie McNeil is certainly up and coming, and I'd be all over bringing him in. Now I know he's young. I think he's only 18, so maybe he is a bit young. In terms of game time, you might be better off loaning him out to someone. But if we do loan him, I hope we loan him to a Premier League team. Let's see. Maguire will come good, says Nigel. I hope so. Willie is in and says, hi, good to see you, Willie. You're more than welcome. Thanks for joining us. And Albie says, I'm sure we were in for the players Ten Hag wanted as soon as he agreed to take the job. But as I said, clubs know we're desperate, so that's why things always get dragged out. Goldridge should know that too. Yeah, absolutely, Albie. I agree. And, I think the problem is anytime Manchester United come knocking for a player, there's 20 million slapped on top of the price tag, So, and Apex says, when Alex took over, United were a mid-table team. Expectations were just be in the top 5. Alex got time to build a team. Now United is too big for this, for its skin. Yeah, I agree, Apex. I agree with you 100%. And Ten Hag does need the time, And it's frustrating when you see, I think it would be a lot easier for Manchester United fans if it was Spurs and West Ham winning the league and challenging for the league all the time and in the Champions League. But for Man United fans, the fact that it's Liverpool and Man City, I think it just puts the emphasis on it that we want to get back as quick as possible. But it is going to take time. We have to have patience. We have to be patient. We have to trust the manager, trust the board. There's new people behind the scenes there as well that are brokering these deals. I know it's slow, but we have to keep faith. If we're in this situation with a week to go on the transfer window and not signed anyone, then we can get really, really worried and start calling for people's heads on a plate. But as for now, look, there's plenty of time, Let's see what people are saying here. Neil says, we need more hungry youngsters to literally stalk CR7 and his work ethics. Absolutely. I agree 100%. And how other players weren't doing that last season. Like, in a dream scenario, if I was a Manchester United player and I was on the training pitch every day, I would be offering Ronaldo. I'd be asking, do you want me to pawn your socks for you? I'll do that. Yeah, no problem. Just please teach me. Give me as much as you can. I'd be like a sponge. I just try soak up as much knowledge as possible. I'm surprised a lot of players didn't do that last year. There seems to be a bit of a resentment in the squad. Obviously not with everyone, but with certain players about it. So, but again, look, I mean, the CEO said it in that meeting in the pub that the leaks and the bad apples are basically gone out of the squad already. Finn says, this is where United have acted poorly with contracts as nobody wants to leave because of high wages. Yeah, I agree. And you see the likes of Wan-Bissaka going back to Crystal Palace and they can't afford it to buy him outright, so they're going to get him on loan, and it's previous mistakes and we're paying for it now. Night. See you in the morning. Good night. Bye, Daddy. Love you. Saying good night to my daughter, sorry. But yeah, I mean we're living off past mistakes at the moment. But look, it's going to take time. I mean, even when you see, like when I heard today about Sadio Mane, obviously he's gone to Bayern Munich. He's getting 290 grand a week at Bayern Munich. He was getting 120,000 euro a week at Liverpool. Dean Henderson is on the same amount as he is. I mean, that just goes to show the stupidity that the board has, been given in relation to contracts and salaries down through the years. It's just absolutely criminal. Absolutely criminal. Dean Henderson is on the same money that Sadio Mane was on at Liverpool, and Liverpool didn't want to give him any more money, and that's basically why he's gone. So it's crazy, absolutely crazy. Rashford needs to learn from Ronaldo. Talent is nothing without hard work, says Neil. Yeah, I agree 100%. No Salah, Mo Salah running down the wing. No Salah, Mo Salah running down the wing, says Aaron. Well, we have a couple of Liverpool fans in. Good to see you in, Aaron. You're more than welcome, man. I don't discriminate. This is a United channel, but anyone is welcome. But keep smashing that like button, guys, for me. We're nearly at 3,000 likes there as well. Let's maybe try and get it to 4,000. Just keep tapping that screen for us. It gets us out to more people, but I really appreciate it. Let's see what people are saying here again on YouTube. Alex says, oh yeah, we read that one. The manager has no time of space to build a team. We keep comparing every manager to Sir Alex, but we need to understand that Sir Alex is one that can never be made for a second time. Yeah, I agree, Apex, 100%. Albie says, just quick before you go and a bit of crack. You're a Freebooter supporter, so which past or present Freebooters players would you sign in this window for Manchester United? Albie, Freebooters, I don't know. I don't really. I haven't been able. I've only stopped playing soccer myself the last 6 months or so, so I haven't been able to go to as many games as I'd like. But I'm gonna get over to as many as I can now next season. So, and maybe I'll get back to you around Christmas time on that one. Let's see. Or Branko is in and says FCK the Glazers. Glazers are the true criminals. Yeah, well, look, I agree. Look, I agree. I don't agree with them being in what they're doing in terms of taking money out of the club. I don't think it's right. I think they should be. I mean, Manchester United as a revenue stream tends to run itself. Really, the money that comes in, from the fact that it's a global brand, from merchandise, from TV deals, all of this kind of stuff, but the money that we're taking in, we're not really reinvesting back into the club, which is disappointing. You see what Manchester City done, and as much as I don't like Manchester City on the pitch, you have to hold your hands up and compliment them on what they've done around their stadium. They've turned that whole area in Manchester into, Man City land. And there's there's museums, there's training pitches, there's tours, it's a whole experience. If you go to Old Trafford, it's just the ground and nothing else. And Manchester United own an awful lot of land around Old Trafford that hasn't been developed and is just sitting there barren. And that's what the Glazers are doing. They're not reinvesting into the club. The stadium is falling apart. The training ground is nowhere near up to scratch. The PA system in the stadium doesn't even work correctly. There's mold all over the stadium. It's just a mess. It really is, and it's going to take a lot of effort to get them out. But I think we need to stay on it. And for anyone, what I would say to anyone is, any of your social media posts, and you mightn't think it's doing anything, but just keep doing it. Hashtag Glazers out on everything, regardless of whether your post on social media has anything got to do with Manchester United. Just put it on it, because it builds and builds and builds and builds and builds. And the more it builds, the more pressure is put on them, the better chance there is of getting them out of the club and getting in owners that actually care about our club. Let's see. Apex says, fan wants CR7 from a magic touch, but they forget that every player has the potential to be the next Messi or CR7, but are they willing to put in the work or time each and every day? Absolutely, Apex, you hit the nail on the head there. And Cristiano Ronaldo basically is a self-made man in relation to, what he's done in the game, and it's all down to hard work and dedication. So you're 100% right. RS Cokes says, is CR7 leaving? Now look, there has been talks and rumours in the last couple of days that he's not happy with the activity in the transfer market and that he's looking to challenge for trophies this season, and he wants to be up there challenging with Liverpool and City, and he's very frustrated with the current circumstances in the transfer window and the fact that we're not getting anyone in. Now, what I would say about that is he's dead right. He has every right to be frustrated, but I don't see him leaving. I don't think he will. I think he'll honour his contract. And another reason why I don't see him leaving is that where is he going to go to get the money he's on at Manchester United? The only real place he could potentially go would be to the likes of Paris Saint-Germain, and they're not going to go for him. So I think he's not going to go anywhere. So I think it's something we can rest assured on, that we'll have him again next season. But if he was to leave, we are up shit's creek, because if he was to leave, who are we left with as a striker? Anthony Martial? Then you're talking about not being in top 10. And Coke says, are the news that latest ones are outdated, please? Will Man United sign new players or not? What does Sir Alex Ferguson and Erik ten Hag want? Well, we will sign players, Cokes, absolutely. I think we will. We're just waiting for them to come in. It is taking their time. What Sir Alex Ferguson and Erik ten Hag want are probably different things. But look, Erik ten Hag knows what he wants, and he's given the board his dossier of players that he does want to sign, and it's up to the board now to go and get him. CR7 keeps talking about hard work and training. It's not hard to see how he can be injury free at 37 when we see Pogba or other youths keep getting injured, because CR7 trains harder than he needs. Brilliant, yeah, absolutely. And Earl De Silva is in. Okay, there's nothing coming up for that. You have a message, but I do appreciate it. Great to see so many people in, guys, on YouTube as well. If you wouldn't mind just hitting that like button for me as well, and subscribing to the channel, it really helps the channel out. It gets us out to more people. So do hit a like on it. We're going to be doing plenty more of these. We do 3 of them a week, so it's great to see so many people in on the YouTube live as well. Make sure you're hitting that like button and subscribing as well. I'd really appreciate it. We're nearly at 200 subscribers on YouTube. Obviously, the goal is to get to 1,000. For anyone who's just joining, just to let you know that we are doing a giveaway. And it's going to be a brand new Manchester United kit once they're released in July. I'm sure there's plenty of people here who have heard me say this a lot of times, but just for anyone that's new, we're giving away a brand new kit. So all you need to do to be in with a shout of doing it is to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So anybody that's watching us on TikTok, you can click on my homepage at the top left, and the link for my YouTube channel is on my home page. So click on it, hit subscribe, and you can pop back in here to the live as well. So anyone who's subscribed we're going to be doing it in about 2 weeks time, is in with a chance of winning the jersey. We're going to send it out wherever you are in the world, and you can take a picture of it, send it back to us. We'll get you up on our social media pages. So make sure you're subscribing to the YouTube channel as well, guys. United Community Channel. Appreciate it. Now, what were people saying on TikTok here? Ads says Sancho only young, first season in Prem, we'll see improvement next season. To be honest with you, Ads, I would say Sancho is probably going to be the player that I'm most excited about seeing playing under Ten Hag, in terms of can he improve, and where can he go. He's one that I'm very excited about, because he showed glimpses throughout maybe towards the end of last season how good he can actually be. And I just think if he gets Ten Hag in there, coach him well, get him on the training ground, telling him what he wants to do, I think he can kick on to the next level, absolutely. Regina says De Jong love Barca. De Jong does love Barca. But look, if he comes to Manchester United, I'm sure it won't take him long to love United as well. Carl says 200 subs. Nice one, mate. Appreciate it, Carl. Thanks to everyone who's subscribing. Guys, I really appreciate it. Keep them... if you haven't done so already, keep subscribing there as well. I really appreciate it. Chandel says Ajax want 40 to 60 million for Timber or Martinez. What do you think? Yeah, and I mentioned this previously as well. I think we were too slow in getting in for him. The fact that Ajax have sold 2 of their top players already to other clubs, it means now that they're looking for more money for any other players that are going out the door. So again, it's United being slow, so yeah. Derek, Larry, your comment is not coming up for some reason. I'm not sure why that didn't come up, Derek. If you want to just put in your comment again, for some reason it didn't come up on my stream. Apex says it's not about who we want. It's all about if the transfer targets want to come to United. We can throw all the money if Frankie de Jong doesn't want to come to United. Can't do anything. United needs to move on. Yeah, I agree. If he doesn't want to come, but I think he does. I think De Jong does want to come to Manchester United for some reason. And I think the main reason, obviously, is Erik ten Hag. I don't think Frankie de Jong could easily dig his heels in at Barcelona and say, no, I have a contract, I want to see it out and stay. But the fact that he hasn't come out and said that, obviously he's come out and said, I'm at the biggest club in the world in terms of Barcelona. And he has to really say that, doesn't he? Because it's his current club. And he doesn't want to go against his current club. But I would have no issue with De Jong coming and fitting in. I think he would kick on. He looks like a very good professional. You know, he doesn't seem to be doing an awful lot on social media or talking about this deal or anything like that. So he does seem to be very professional. So I'd absolutely be happy with him coming. Johnson says, what is the latest about Anthony de Jong, Torres? So obviously de Jong is ongoing. There's a new bid expected to go in this week. Anthony, they do seem to be working very close to Anthony, and again, the issue there again is Ajax wanting higher amounts of money, so it's going to be interesting to see there. In terms of Torres, there hasn't really been any updates on Torres, but I don't see any other clubs really been linked with him either, so it's interesting as well to see. So there's options there. Look, I know as United fans we're getting a bit worried and there hasn't been any signings coming in yet, but look, there's still plenty of time in this transfer window. I would obviously want to get the majority of signings in before we go on pre-season tour, because the longer they have in training under Ten Hag, the better he'll be able to implement his philosophy and game plan with the team. So, but look, I would be happy with maybe getting 2 or 3 signings in before we go on pre-season tour, and then maybe 2 or 3 in maybe while we're on pre-season tour. You know, so that would be ideal. Good evening, sir. I'm Dada from Ethiopia. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Great to see so many people from around the world in. Is there any confirmed transfers in our team? If so, please tell. There's no confirmed transfers yet. We are getting close on De Jong and we are getting close on Anthony. Again, it's just the prices that we're working out with their respective clubs. So I'd be surprised if there wasn't big news coming before the end of the week, to be quite honest, given the fact that obviously the Glazers are taking 11 million in dividends on Friday. Usually United will put out some positive spin, you know, to kind of counteract that. So we just have to wait and see what that's going to be. But we are doing a live show again on Friday night, so we will have a lot more information by Friday, and it's a very interesting night that, you know, and you are going to see, for anyone that's following me on YouTube or on Twitch or anything like that that are in the live chats, you will see I already have it made. I have the thumbnail made for Friday night's transfer talk show. If we don't sign anyone by Friday, I have it made, and it's around the Glazers and the fact that they've taken 11 million out of the club. I won't give it away, but they've taken 11 million out of the club without buying a player yet, and that'll be the headline. So I think we're going to hear something before then, but look, let's see what happens. Let's see. Apex says United has some good players still in the market. Ibrahim Singare, Conrad, Lamer, Lucas Paqueta can be some good quick options. Absolutely. I mean, there are options there, guys. Apex has hit the nail on the head there. Absolutely. That just because we don't get the big name signings that we're with, or that we're linked with, the likes of your Anthony's, De Jongs, things like that, there is good players out there. There really is. So don't be surprised if you hear of Manchester United signing players that were linked with, and then a week later they're signed. There could be work going on in the background. You just don't know. Derek is in and says, I don't like the way Man United are doing what they're doing in the transfer market. It's like they are not ready for the season while other clubs are buying players. Yeah, look, it is frustrating, Derek. I do agree. But we just have to wait and be patient, really. You know, it's just obviously, by all accounts, Manchester United are looking for De Jong to be the first signing, and I don't really see the point in that. If you can go out and get other players, go and get them. You know, De Jong will take care of itself. You know, United is going in a mess as well, says Derek. Johnson says we need Anthony and De Jong. I agree. I think they'd be great signings. And Albie says, are you doing the Liverpool game in Bangkok? Absolutely, Albie. So for anyone who's watching, guys on TikTok as well, get over and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you click my homepage on the top left here, I have a link to it on my homepage. You can subscribe. So we're going to be doing all the watch-alongs for pre-season, Albie, every one of them. So obviously United are doing a tour of Southeast Asia in Thailand and Australia. So we're going to be doing all of the watch-alongs for pre-season. There's some weird times. I think there's one on at maybe 6 o'clock in the morning, and then there's one on late at night as well. So it's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to doing kind of watch-alongs, early in the morning, maybe late at night and stuff like that. It's going to be really cool to do. So guys, make sure you're getting subscribed over to the YouTube channel to make sure you don't miss out on all of them watch-alongs as well. I might do maybe some TikTok lives at half times and stuff like that, just for people maybe who can't get over to YouTube. But if you can get over and subscribe, make sure you do, because we're going to be doing a lot of watch-alongs now come for pre-season. So I can't wait for pre-season to start. I really can't, regardless of who we're signing and the whole debacle around the transfer window and things like that. When we get back to playing games and getting them watch-alongs back in and getting excited about seeing players back out on the pitch and Ten Hag in the dugout, I really, really can't wait for that. So, but look, we haven't got long to go, 2 or 3 weeks to go, and we'll be back doing the watch-along. So make sure you're getting subscribed. Derek says, let us be serious in the transfer market. Nobody source says, Man United fan club, oh yeah, pro. And Apex says, Harry Potter is only players De Gea is scared of. If De Gea keeps him off his box, United will win the Premier League next season. Absolutely. Breezy is in and says, what's your dream transfer window, ins and outs? Right, so outs. Let's do it. So outs, Dean Henderson for 20 million, Anthony Martial for 20 million, Eric Bailly for 20 million, Phil Jones for 10 million, Aaron Wan-Bissaka for 20 million. Yeah, that would do. Right, so they're the 5 outs. Ins, I would love Spence from Spurs as a right back instead of Wan-Bissaka. I would love Pau Torres as a central defender and potentially then Timber. I would love Nunez. Oh God, who do I not? I'm gonna go to 8 players here. So Spence, Torres, Timber, Nunez as a CDM, De Jong as a central midfielder, Anthony as a winger, and Nkunku as a striker. That would be my dream transfer window. Now we would need about 400 million to get all of that done, but that would be my dream transfer window. And I think if we could get them players, if we could get rid of the players I said and get in them players that I mentioned, I don't think we would be far off of challenging for a title. I really don't. But again, look, money talks, But let me know guys in the chat, what would your dream transfer be if you could get 3, let's say 4 players in, or 5, let's go with 5. Let me know who the 5 players you would like to get in this summer. Chandel says, the only thing that worries Man United fans is that every day we're going far away from Liverpool and Man City. Just Ranić said they are 6 years ahead of us. I know what you're saying, Chandel, yeah, absolutely. On the flip side of that, you would be surprised what 3 or 4 or 5 quality signings can do to a squad, so keep the faith, absolutely. Nobody's Sword says, Man United really are good, but not worse until Cristiano joined, but Rooney and Cristiano were so good partners, that's why Man United were such a good team in the old times. Yeah, absolutely, and you can throw Tevez into that as well, the front 3, they were unbelievable. Pool game is 2 in the day. Oh, 2 in the day, absolutely brilliant, that'll be. Brilliant. That'll be perfect. And I actually do remember hearing that as well, because they were obviously wanting to get UK times for that game as well. So yeah, that's great. But guys, great to see so many people in. Make sure you smash a like on the video. It's great to see so many people in on YouTube there as well. Please hit a like on the video. It helps out the channel a ton. And hit subscribe as well. We're trying to get up as many subscribers as we possibly can. In the off season, for when the watch-alongs come back, you can jump in and we can go mental and shout and roar and curse and give out our referees as well. And great to see so many people in on TikTok there as well. We're nearly at 5,000 likes, guys. We're going to do maybe another 5 or 10 minutes. Let's try and get it up to 6,000 likes before we go. Keep tapping that screen for me. It just gets us out to more people. Mike Len is in and says, Man United has been running in circles over De Jong's signature. What's the main obstacle here? Time's not on our side. Well, Mike, to be honest with you, it seems that the only real obstacle is the fucking price, and whether Manchester United are willing to pay what Barcelona want. Now, we're getting closer, and there is potentially a new offer or a new bid coming in the next day or two, according to some of the top journalists. So we're going to be doing a live transfer show again like this on Friday night. So I invite you all to jump back in on Friday, and hopefully we'll have more, and hopefully we'll have something exciting to talk about, because I've been getting a bit of stick lately on TikTok. Well, it's not stick, it's just people saying that, oh, another negative video and another, negative this and negative that. And I challenge people to give me some positives at the moment, So I'll report on the positive once the positives come in. Absolutely. It's just, obviously, we're being frustrated at the moment with transfers. But look, once them transfers comes in, there's going to be a lot of positive things to talk about, So we just need to stick with it. Apex says Harry Potter gave Pogba his last farewell kick. That's the best work he's done as captain. Pogba got a kick to remember for a long time, exactly. And Shane says De Jong, Rice, Timber, Gnabry, and Kalalu. That's an interesting 5 there, Shane. Really is. Gnabry, Kalalu, yeah, but no, I totally agree. You're not far wrong. I mean, they're all fantastic players. True That Channel says Lucas watching live from Kenya. Good to see you. You're more than welcome. Thanks for joining us. How far is transfer for De Jong and Anthony? As clubs are issuing out money to buy, we are watching. I agree. True It. I don't think they're far away. If I was to say anything, I would say they're the closest. Them 2 signings. But again, like I said, just keep watching, keep tuning in. If anyone that's on YouTube, make sure you follow me on TikTok as well, because I do daily content there as well in relation to, transfer updates and stuff like that. But we also do obviously this transfer talk show Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 7:30. So keep tuning in. But I think we are going to hear something maybe in the next few days, hopefully. So stay tuned in. But great to see so many people here on TikTok as well, guys. And thanks for everyone who's smashing that like button as well. It's really appreciated there. We're nearly up to 5,000 likes as well. Will you give everyone a break and give over United are finished, says Ribel. Okay, well, I don't think any club is finished. You know what I mean? Like, Liverpool weren't finished. It took them 30 years and they won a league. So... And they've still only won 1 league in 32 years. So, just saying. Anyway, you're more than welcome. Connor says De Jong, Spence, Ndidi, Rafinha, and Timber. That's a good 5 there. Jock says Rice, Upamecano, Kane, Timber, and De Jong. Interesting as well. So look, there's plenty of people coming in. Burn, says Gogglebox. Burn. I'm on fire. Anyway, keep smashing that like button, guys. I really appreciate it. It's been a great chat tonight. I'm really appreciating it. Kawuya says, thanks. The problem, the Glazers are not sportsmen. They are businessmen who don't care about our team. Absolutely. You've hit the nail on the head there. Really, really, really right. But look, we just need to stick behind our club. Hashtag Glazers out on everything you post. So keep it going. And eventually, they're not going to be here forever. Nobody source says the best defender in Man United is Harry Maguire. He's hit Cristiano and Pogba now. Imagine Harry Maguire hitting De Gea. Who he would be angry, but Harry Maguire thinks he's playing boxing league. And he also was it for the goal against Spurs, where he went to head it back to De Gea and he headed up in the air, and then Luke Shaw was tussling with Harry Kane, and back in comes Maguire and basically pulls Luke Shaw off him, and they just go in and score. So look, look, I do think he's a good professional. That's the one thing I would say about him. He's a very good professional. He just hasn't had really a good season. I think if we did take the captaincy off him, it would take a lot of the pressure off him as well. So absolutely. Shab Chandler says Barca wants 68 for Frankie de Jong, and Ajax are also wants high bids for their players. It will be a heck of a transfer window for us. Yeah, absolutely. Derek says let's get Pau Torres, Anthony, de Jong, Timber. Yeah, 5 1 2 3 4 great signings here. Yeah, Shane says I reckon we could get them 5 for 250 million, which of a club our size should be easy to do, given we have to rebuild. Hashtag Glazers out. Shane, you hit the nail on the head. Absolutely. And especially with selling players as well. I mean, the players that we mentioned there, You could get 20 million for Henderson, 20 million for Bailly, 20 million for Martial, 20 million for Wan-Bissaka, 10 million for Jones. You know, that's nearly 100 million you're talking, you know, so absolutely we could do it. Arsenal for life says we're getting Rafinha and Jesus while United haven't signed anyone. Well, you haven't signed either of them yet, so come into the live on Friday. Just come into the live on Friday. Do me a favour, Arsenal for life. You're more than welcome. I love the banter. I do. Come into the chat on Wednesday or on Friday night at 7:30 and let me know. And if you have signed either of them, I'll hold my hands up and say congratulations. But if you haven't, you're getting it. Shiringa says, any updates please? Any incoming players to Old Trafford? Not yet. De Jong and Anthony are the most likely. And Shandel says subscribed and liked. Hashtag glory Man United. I appreciate the subscription there. Thanks a million. Make sure you're liking and subscribing anyone on YouTube. We have great numbers here. It's one of the highest numbers we've had yet. So I really appreciate everyone that's in the chat. Make sure you just keep hitting that like button and keep hitting subscribe. Anyone that's new, anyone that hasn't been in, just to let you all know for the final time that we are doing a giveaway for a new Man United jersey. All you need to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel, United Community Channel. Anyone on TikTok, hit the homepage button and there's a link on my homepage. Hit subscribe and you can come straight back into the live chat. But yeah, we're going to be giving away the new Man United jersey once it's released in July. So make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. Arsenal for life. Thumbs up. Look, you're more than welcome. I welcome all fans in this channel. I really do. I love the banter. I love a bit of crack. It's all a bit of fun. We support our clubs and we love our clubs. So look, it's just great to have different fans in and different opinions. So look, I welcome it all. Socrates says United needs a solid partner for Ronaldo and change the chemistry of the players. Too many superstars. Yeah, I agree 100%. Callum is in and says Liverpool. You're more than welcome, Callum. Try and put a more constructive comment up to that though, will ya? Let's see. Albi says Arsenal for life. We already have Jesus. He wears number 7. Oh, I love it, Albi. I love it. I absolutely love it. That's the comment of the night. Absolute comment of the night. I salute you, sir. Jesus is playing for Manchester United and he wears number 7. Odie King says, we are tired of all of this linking. We need done deals. Absolutely, Odie. But look, I don't think it's far away. I really don't. And like I said, if we're like this in a week before the transfer window, then we need to worry, but as for now, I think we're okay. Just be patient. I think the deals will get done. Peter is in and says, I tired with Man United board on the way to do transfer window business. And Derek says, let's sell Harry Maguire and Jones. And Box Queen says, Sue. Oh, hopefully we'll be hearing that an awful lot next season. I think we will. Give me... Right, here we go. Before we finish up, we'll do this for TikTok and for YouTube. Let me know in the comments how many goals you think Cristiano Ronaldo is going to get next season. Give me a ballpark. So give me... Actually, no, just give me the actual figure. How many do you think he's going to get? Do you think he'll get 15, 20, 25, 30? Let me know in the chat, guys. How many goals do you think he's going to get? And we'll see. Sort of flying in here. 22, 36. 36 goals. Wow. 22. 20. A lot of people going for 22. 32 says Clark. Jonathan says 22. Yeah, I mean, look, it's interesting. What are people saying? 25 says Hawkers. 69 says Tiv. I think we know why you put that in, Tiv. Simo says 10. Alright, interesting. Box Queen says 40 goals for Ronaldo in the season. So, look, I mean, let's see. Arsenal for life says 18 goals. Interesting. Now, if we're talking goals throughout the whole season, Adam says 27. Albi says 15 to 20, unless we get some players in, then maybe more. I agree there, Albi. The one thing I would say about Ronaldo is I do think he's going to score goals. I think he can easily get 20 plus goals again next season. I mean, he got 20 plus goals this season in the worst Manchester United team in living memory, basically. So I think he can easily get 20 goals plus next season. Bilty says 16. Shane Dunn says it's very hard to answer if it's a season of transition, 15 to 20, but if Ten Hag hits the ground running, could be 25 plus. Absolutely. Albi says all competitions. Yeah, so I think Manchester United's problem last year was obviously Ronaldo got an awful lot of goals, but we had no one else chipping in with goals. That was the issue, So I think and the likes of, there's people here, like Sancho Hawkers says 18 goals. The likes of Sancho, maybe Bruno Fernandes getting back in on top of goals again. If we, hopefully Rashford can recapture some of his form. If we sign someone like Anthony, he can chip in with goals. I think it would take the pressure off Ronaldo, and actually taking the pressure off him will allow him to score more goals, So I think the more players that can be chipping in with goals, the more goals we can score. I know that sounds stupid and but you know what I mean, because if everyone is chipping in with goals, the pressure is off certain individuals to get them goals. So that's what I would think. Mafia says Harry Maguire will be top goal scorer. Yeah, own goals. I hope you're talking about there. Peter says, I want to celebrate our new coming players. I don't think there'll be... Look, I think we're going to get players in, Peter. I think it's not going to be... it's just frustrating when you see our rivals. And I even have a Man United water bottle. But yeah, it's frustrating when we see our competitors and our, rivals signing. But look, I think the signings will get done. I do think they'll get done. I think I don't think we should be overly concerned at the moment. But yeah. Anyway, but look guys, it's been great. Anyone that's on the YouTube channel, if you haven't already done so, I'd really appreciate it if you smash that like button for us. We're trying to grow. We're trying to get the channel out there to more people, so it would really, really help the channel an awful lot. If you could hit that subscribe button as well, I'd really appreciate it. We do these transfer talk shows 3 nights a week at 7:30 on a Monday, a Wednesday and a Friday. And sometimes if there's breaking news, we'll do a live as well. But guys, you let me know if you want more of these. I'll give you more of them. There's absolutely no problems there. I would be happy doing this every night. But again, I don't want to get repetitive either. If we're going to be talking about the same things, obviously the De Jong saga has been going on for ages. There's not major updates and things like that. So for the moment, I think every second night is good. But if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you'll be able to watch us every Monday, Wednesday and Friday for the Transfer Talk Show. Once the pre-season tour starts, then we're going to be doing the live watch-alongs as well. And then once the season starts, of course, we're going to be in for every Manchester United game throughout the season. And I've also actually been lucky enough to get a Cup season ticket this year for Old Trafford. So I applied for it and I'm guaranteed the 3 home Europa League games, and I'm guaranteed any home games in the Carabao Cup and FA Cup as well. So we're going to be getting some content from Old Trafford as well on our channel this season, which I'm really, really excited about. I don't really know what kind of content I'm going to do. I'd love if you have any ideas, leave them in the comments on YouTube for me. I'd really appreciate it. Let me know what kind of content you'd like. Would you like a live at half time? Would you like a kind of vlog of the overall trip? Let me know in the comments below, guys, what you'd like. But yeah, and again, finally as well, before we go, anyone that on TikTok, we're doing obviously the giveaway for the Manchester United jersey as well. You need to be a subscriber of our YouTube channel. So click my homepage here on the top left. There's a link for my YouTube channel on my homepage. Hit subscribe and you'll be in with a chance of winning the new United jersey once it's out. I'll do the draw live and you can see what happens. And yeah, once that's done, then we'll send you the jersey wherever you are in the world. Take a picture of yourself in it, send it back to us, and we'll get you up on our social media pages as well. So make sure you're liking and subscribing to our YouTube. Lads, it's been a great live. I really enjoyed it. God, we're on nearly an hour and a half. Time flies. It's been absolutely great. It's great to see so many people on YouTube as well. I really enjoyed the chats in there. But like I said, guys, make sure you're liking and subscribing. We'll be back again. What day is today? Today's Wednesday. So we'll be back on Friday night. Again at 7:30 for a transfer talk show. I'm really hoping we're going to have some big news before then. I think we will, because I don't think the Glazers are going to take 11 million out of the club without having some kind of positive spin in terms of signings or something like that. So I think we're in for a busy couple of days. Make sure you're following me, anyone on YouTube. Make sure you're following me on TikTok as well. We're a United Community channel over there. We put up daily videos of any breaking news or any updates or things like that. So just make sure you're following me over there as well, and you won't miss out on anything. But yeah, guys, look, it's been great. I really appreciate all the chats, all the likes, all the follows, subscribes, all of that. You've been great. It's been a great show. And yeah, look, we'll see you again on Friday night. Take care, guys.